Bit of breaking news. It concerns this year's World Cup in Qatar. In the last few minutes, FIFA have confirmed that they are going to be using new semi-automated offside technology in the tournament.
Amazing. This means specialist cameras will track each player using data to spot potential offsides automatically, providing support to officials with the aim of quicker and more accurate decisions.
Yeah, this technology actually was used at the Club World Cup and Arab Cup and follows the first World Cup to use VAR 4 years ago. Here's FIFA's video to explain all about the new technology.
A sensor in the centre of the ball sends inertial data 500 times per second, allowing a more precise detection of the kick point compared to conventional broadcasts and optical tracking, which are limited to 50 frames per second. In addition, 12 dedicated tracking cameras mounted underneath the roof of each stadium track the ball and 29 points on the body of each individual player 50 times per second, calculating their exact position on the pitch. The 29 points include all limbs and extremities that are relevant for offside calls, allowing the team in the video operation room to know the exact position of a player at any given moment. All player and ball data is processed in real time by artificial intelligence, which triggers alerts in the video operation room when an offside position is detected. The system constantly tracks and alerts once the ball is received by a player who is in an offside position when the ball was played. The video match officials validate the proposed decision by manually checking the automatically selected kick point and the automatically created offside line. The offside decision is then communicated to the referee via audio headset. For improved communication to the fans after the offside decision has been confirmed by the referee, a replay animation is created and shown in the stadium and on TV.
Well, let's recap the key points from the video then.
Kol halo Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai Ba'ashem Yahushai Ruach HaChodesh. Let the elders that rule well be counted worthy of double honor, especially they who labor in the word and doctrine. To the 12 tribes which are scattered abroad, greeting. Yep, we got more of Esau Edom, which is the biblical name of the so-called white man, doing what he does best, false accusing, but also deception and witchcraft. So now we know that we're practically in a surveillance state. I mean, if you don't know this, then if you don't know, now you know, on some Biggie Small censored shit. So, now we also know that in the world of football, it's Israel that runs that shit. We run that shit, doing bicycle kicks and all sorts of crazy shit, right? So now you have surveillance and analytics and biometrics like no other. You could see even the sports world. They did this with NFL with the whole putting chips in the pads and shit, and now they're doing it with this because, as Elder Apostle Tahar of Great Millstone has been saying on down as well, all roads lead to the RFID microchip. It won't be long before the players themselves are chipped. And also with the witchcraft and deception, we know that it can be manipulated because it's just imagery. And so the player could not really be offside, but then Esau Edom will manipulate it to make it look like he was offside, because we know that betting, right? Trillions, billions, islands, yachts, properties, people, slaves, all sorts of shit is traded on these games, even though they're fixed games. So one offside, it's like they can make a team that's about to score look like the villain. You know what I mean? All through just deception and imagery manipulation. And now they're saying under the deception that it's going to be to help further improve the game. All right, so let's cross-reference that with the article which I actually was inspired by. So FIFA will track players' bodies using artificial intelligence to make offside calls at the 2022 World Cup. All right, we read about the software that's going to be in that bullshit. In the ball, the players being cooked, and then the 12 cameras. So everyone's being, I mean, they already had cameras, but now it's surveillance like no other. You actually have dedicated mans. Their whole job is to study analytics and body movement and all that shit. Why? Because it's going to be in its perfected ultimate form is going to be the RFID microchip to study how the body moves, perspiration, oxygen levels, all that bullshit. It will eventually lead to that. But right now it has to start in its infant form, but it's not really in its infant form. It's more grown up, if you would. But we know that in its final form, after, a motherfucker going to the gym or training or for boxing, right? After all the training, he finally is about to start, the big leagues. Like, you know what I mean? So here it is. This is them. This is Esau Edom training and there's also another form of modern day slavery as well, slave surveillance, if you would. So the 2022 World Cup will take place in Qatar. There's a spiritual meaning behind that, making it the first World Cup to ever be hosted in an Arabic. We get the Aramane Buster Rhymes. To offset the heat of Qatar, the tournament will be held from November to December instead of in the summer, as is tradition. Interesting. All right, it's been criticized. Okay, so a whole bunch of carnal shit that isn't relevant to the topic at hand. So a bunch of stuff coming out, and we know that nothing is done by accident because Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai wants it to be like this, and it's a sign for those with eyes solve and those to hear to decipher that and make sense of it all. So let's get 2 Corinthians chapter 2, verse 11. This is Apostle Paul. Lest Satan, right, the false accuser, our adversary, Esau, Edom, as well as 2/3 of our nation and the heathen nations, should get an advantage of us, right? We're in spiritual battle, so every arrow counts. Sharpening your tool consistently counts, like weapon maintenance, right? Tactical advantage, everything, surveillance, it all matters. For we are not ignorant of his devices. Let's get the word devices.
Strong's G 3540. Naima.
Mental perception, thought, a wicked purpose, right? That in their wicked purpose that their house will go on forever, from generation to generation, that they will be like the Most High, they will surpass the Most High. That's what their prideful thoughts are in essence. But we're not ignorant of that. So on their fucked up vain road to thinking they're going to accomplish their plan, this is what's happening. Like, gone are the days when you just pump up a ball and just, shoot into like a net. Now, like look how they're really merging man and machine, bio and tech, and they're doing it through gradualism. You really see that all roads lead to the RFID microchip. Like, you can clearly see like the final form of all this technology news is gonna be, get your chip now for and it's gonna be a bullshit price, like $9.99. You know what I mean? We know it's heading there. Through sports, we know football is the most popular sport in the world. It can be weaponized, and that is what Esau Edom is doing, or has been doing, because we are in spiritual war. All right, so let's get Mark chapter 4, verse 19. These are the words of Yahweh Shai HaMashiach. And the cares of this world and the deceitfulness of riches and the lust of other things entering in choke the word, and it becometh unfruitful. So all the World Cup, all this shit is unfruitful, man. It's all just being used to deceive the non-elect. Because we live in a fucked up world. So guess what? You're going to see fucked up shit. Like just looking at this symbolism it's just like, god damn. Now they have even the balls chipped. You know what I mean? Like, god damn, like Esau Edom wants everything chipped, man. But it's all just biblical prophecy, right? So either you're with Yahweh or Yahushai, or you're against them. Because either you're going to be in the world or you're not going to be in the world. And guess what? You don't get to decide. It's all from Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushai. Because in Proverbs 20:24, man's goings are, come on, you know this. Come on, what'd you say? Yeah, man's goings are of the Lord Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushai. How can a man then understand his own way? So with that, I hope you were edified. Shalom.